too late. Technology is sometimes it is a divider without equality at the center. Teach can quality deepen inequality. The digital device is not just devices. So I conclude that it is in real life principles of equity in technical education, equity by design, built for migration, not for the middle. Teachers as co-designers, not more users, and also ethical data use focused on care, not control. It is my opinion, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nalam, for addressing digital equity. Your contribution challenges us to ensure technology bridges gaps rather than deepening them. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm going to move over to our next speaker for today, Ambassador Miriam Salihu Suleiman. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Gloria. Good evening, everybody from all around the world. I'm excited about today's theme, equity versus equality. So my own topic is education equity in developing contexts, community-driven solutions for fair access. In education, equality is often misunderstood as fairness. Equality means giving every learner the same resources and expectations. Equity, however, recognizes that learners begin from different realities and therefore require different levels and types of support to succeed. In developing contexts, this difference is critical. Many learners face barriers such as poverty, limited access to learning materials, language challenges, overcrowded classrooms, gender norms, and psychological stress. If we respond to these realities with equal treatment alone, we unintentionally widen the learning gap. Equity asks us to respond intentionally, contextually, and humanely. One of the most effective pathways to equity in developing contexts is community-driven solutions. Communities understand their children, their culture, and their challenges better than any external model. When parents, teachers, local leaders, and community organizations work together, education becomes more relevant, inclusive, and sustainable. Community involvement strengthens accountability, builds trust, and ensures that interventions are rooted in real needs rather than assumptions. Equity thrives when communities are not just beneficiaries of education policies, but active partners in shaping them. Teachers play a central role in achieving educational equity. However, teachers themselves need support through training, resources, and recognitions. I must emphasize that learning cannot flourish where emotional and psychological needs are ignored. Equity must address the whole child academic, emotional, the whole child, that is academic, emotional, and social. A child who is hungry, traumatized, or unheard cannot fully benefit from even the most well-designed curriculum. To move from equality to true equity, we must design policies that reflect local realities, invest in teacher capacity and well-being, strengthen school-community partnerships, listen intentionally to learner voices. Success should not be measured by uniformity, but by access, inclusion, and meaningful learning outcomes. In conclusion, fair education is not about treating all learners the same. It is about honoring their differences with intentional support. When communities are empowered, teachers are supported, and learners are understood, education becomes not only equal, but truly equitable. Thank you very much, Dr. Gloria, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Miriam, for this amazing presentation. Thank you for sharing community-driven perspective. Your contribution shows how local solutions play a vital role in advancing equitable education. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And I'm going to move on to our next speaker for today, Dr. Mohamed Osama, and he's going to be speaking on health, well-being, and learning. Why equity in education must be holistic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Very good evening to all. मैं वाणी का राजदूत हूं। मैं वाणी का राजदूत हूं, सच पर मरने वाला हूं। डाकू को डाकू कहने की हिम्मत करने वाला हूं। मेरी कलम वचन देती है अंधियारों से लड़ने की, राजमहल के राजमुकुट के आगे तनकर अड़ने की, आगे तनकर अड़ने की। I am an ambassador of speech. I am one who will die for the truth. I dare to call a robber a robber. My pen promises to fight the darkness, to stand tall before the crown of the palace. Thank you for listening to me. If we don't fix inequities in our schools soon, we'll pay a high price for that later. But schools alone can't do that. It takes the whole community. So what is equity? Let's discuss. Equity in education means that children from different social groups achieve a similar level and range of learning outcomes, and that every child succeeds above minimum standards of education. It's when the wealth, income, power, or possessions of a student's family do not impact their educational outcomes. The underlying talents and abilities of students that enable them to succeed in schooling are not distributed differently among children from different socioeconomic status, ethnic or language backgrounds, or according to where they live or go to school. Equitable education also requires all students to attain a level of education that enables them to realize their talents and to be active, informed citizens. A more equitable education system not only benefits the most disadvantaged children and their families, it makes entire societies better. As equity in education improves, research clearly demonstrates significant corresponding social and economic benefits to individuals, communities, and the economy. This is why around the world, enhancing equity in education is a primary national policy goal to improve education. Unfortunately, the meaning of equity in education has remained poorly defined in education policies and reforms until recently. It is no wonder that no progress has been made in addressing prevalent inequities in all schools' education systems. Now, I'm going to talk about holistic education. There are some key points. Improved academic achievements, promotes creativity and critical thinking, supports mental health and well-being, encourages lifelong learning, builds character and ethical awareness, respects individual differences and learning styles. And conclusion, holistic education is important due to different factors like improved academic, promoted creativity, supporting mental health, and others. Thank you all. Thank you for giving me opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Osama, for your holistic approach. Your insights shows that learning cannot be separated from health and well-being if equity is to be truly achieved. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm going to move over to our next speaker for today, Ambassador Nahid Raza, and he's going to be speaking on equity as a human right, education, gender, and social justice in a global context. The floor is yours, sir.
My sincere gratitude to Gloria ma'am for giving me opportunity to speak in front of all these outstanding speakers sitting in this gallery, right and shining. Today topic given to me is education, gender and social justice in a global context. Very good topic. My friends, we gather today not as a stranger, divided by borders, but as sisters and brothers, bound by a single sacred dream, the dream of a world where every mind can learn, everybody can rise, and every soul can breathe free. This is not a dream for one nation alone, but for one class or one color, but for all humanity, especially for those crushed under weight of ignorance, patriarchy, and of course, poverty. Education is the key that unlocks the prison of oppression. When a girl in a village school in one country sits with books in her hands and a boy in a shack town slum in other opens the same letters. They are both reaching for the same promise, the right to think, to question, and to shape their own fate. Not to educate a child is to deny them dignity. To keep schools unequal is to build a new segregation, class by class, gender by gender, country by country. We cannot speak honestly of social justice while half of world's people are mothers, sisters, daughters, and partners are denied the same place at the table, the same platform of voice, and the same classroom of opportunity. A world that silences women and girls does not simply fail them, it starves the whole human family of wisdom, of compassion, and of course of peace. Let us tear down every invisible wall that tells a girl she is less than a boy. And let us build in its place schools and workplaces where character, not gender, decides worth. Human beings today are bound together as never before. The hunger of a child in Asia, the displacement of families in Africa, the debt-driven desperation of a worker in Latin America, they are not distant cries. They echo in the same conscience of all us. Social justice means that no nation hoards opportunity while others bleed out in ignorance and want. It means paying a fair wage to a farmer and a teacher and others as if they are carried the same title, citizen of the earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nahid, for that amazing presentation. You've really powerfully reframed equity as a human right, and your perspective reinforces that education, gender justice, and social equity are inseparable in building a fair world. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We appreciate you. And I'm going to move over to our next speaker, Ambassador Nalini Astana, and as she speaks on equity begins with the teacher, capacity building for inclusive education. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, my glorious Gloria. Keep glowing and shining and making the difference required in education globally. So, as you have given, you have again touched the chord of my heart. Equity begins with teachers. Absolutely, it begins from there itself. We, the educator community, had to think of it because inclusion does not start with policies. It starts with people. We, the educators. NEP 2020 and the global commitment to SDG, the new education policy of ours, and ensures that inclusion and equitability, quality education for all. We are talking about that. And both places the teacher at the heart of the systematic change, yet policies only come alive when teachers are prepared to respond to learners diversity with skills and confidence, as Nahid sir and Osama sir has stated. Capacity building for inclusion education is not about creating special classroom. We don't expect that from you. It is all about creating responsive classroom. And NEP means the New Education Policy of India clearly calls for reducing curriculum rigidity, using flexible assessment, and embracing UDL, that is Universal Design for Learning. These shifts demands continuous professional development, not just in content, but in the mindset of we educators. So consider a classroom example aligned with New Education Policy 2020. In a grade 5 science class, a teacher trained in differentiated instruction allows students to demonstrate learning through models, oral expressions, drawings, or sort of any other ways and means. A child with ADHD thrives during hands-on group work, and a shy first generation learner gains confidence through visual storytelling. Isn't it possible? It is very well possible in a classroom. So the learning goals remain constant and the learning route is diversified. Nothing much is being asked. It is just this much we are expecting from us. We are expecting from us, we the educators. The true capacity building reshapes how teacher frame challenges. The question shifts from, is this child ready for my classroom? To, is my classroom ready for each individual child? That single shift transforms exclusion into responsibility, because equity is not achieved by treating every child the same. It is achieved when every child gets what they need to learn and thrive. So I will just say, build the teacher and you build equity, empower the classroom, and you will transform the future. Thank you. Thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity. It is my pleasure to be here always.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nalini, and for emphasizing the teacher's role. Your message is a strong reminder that equity begins with empowered, well-supported educators. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Pleasure.
And I'm going to move on to Ambassador Neelam Saxena as she speaks on equity in early childhood education, laying the foundation for lifelong learning. Over to you, Ambassador Neelam.
Good evening to one and all present here. Namaste, India. Thank you very much, respected Gloria ma'am, and all the esteemed members of this AWTE family. This time, if I say that we all are working here and maybe somewhat feeling tiredness, so I offer coffee to all of you. If I say this, somebody can say that I like hot coffee. I like. Some will say that hot coffee is not beneficial for me. Some will say that without sugar. Some will say it's okay with sugar. Means different people, different requirement and different physical condition by which they can accept my offer or not. So same way the equity in early childhood education ensures all children, regardless of background, race, or ability, receive tailored resources and support to reach their full potential, laying a critical foundation for lifelong learning and holistic development. Equality gives every child the same resources. Equity ensures each child receives what they need to thrive, which may differ based on individual circumstances. It may be different atmosphere of their family, maybe their physical condition may be different capturing power, and different habits may be there. They require inclusive environment according to physical, cognitive, social, and emotional conditions. Systematic support should also be there. So many strategies may be applied for equity. First of all, need to plan for different students in different classes. Different types of students are there. They belong to different families, different habits, to capture the knowledge what the teacher is doing. So according to that, different plans. First of all, it should be. And after that, differentiated teaching strategy be there. Some students, they easily capture the lecture method. Some students work on practical. They feel good in that way. Some students feel good, group discussion. So according to this requirement, we should plan and we should apply the teaching.
Madam, voice is not clear, not audible. Sorry to say.
Okay, I think, okay, she's back. She's back. It's her network.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Continue.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, thank you. So partnership is to understand the habit, about the physical need, about the atmosphere, which we can decide. And as the Nalini ma'am given the message to educators, it is required extra alert and extra powerful teachers to provide the education in equity to different students in the same classroom. Thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ambassador Neelam, for focusing on early childhood education. And your presentation reinforces that equity must start early to create lasting, lifelong impact. Thank you very much. Thank you. And please, I would like to urge you all that we have just less than 3 minutes. So we're going to go out and come back. And once we come back, the session will continue with Dr. Sarika Kumari. So see you when we come back.